Making headlines this hour. President Muiz announces governance funding overhaul redirects Atoll Council funds to island councils. Transport Minister to revise helicopter tender, reopen bidding in November after industry objections. And Parliament appoints MP Hosni Mubarak to JSC after resignation of Commission President Hussein Riza Adam. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Abdullah Ahil. And now the news in detail. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz commences a two-day official tour of the inhabited islands of Laviani Atoll and several in Kaf Atoll, part of a broader initiative to strengthen nationwide outreach and decentralized development. The visit includes formal engagements with island councils and women's development committees, or WDCs, where discussions will center on strategic development priorities and community welfare. In addition to institutional meetings, the President will engage directly with residents to gain first-hand insight into local concerns and aspirations. The itinerary includes visits to 4 islands in Laviani Atoll, Nafaru, Hinnavaru, Kurendu, and Oluvelifushi, followed by scheduled stops in Kashidu, Diffushi, and Tulustu in Kaf Atoll. This tour forms part of President Muiz's pledge to visit every atoll in the country, reinforcing sustained engagement with atoll, island, and city councils as a cornerstone of national development strategy. He is accompanied by cabinet ministers and senior officials from key government institutions. We now bring you the call to prayer for Isha.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
PSM ಗೆ ಟಿವಿ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ತಕ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ತ ಮಿಹಾರು PSM Air application ತಿಯ ಬೇಫ್ರುನ್ನ ಹಿಲೆ ಬಲಾಲೆವೇನೆ ಅದಿ ಅಡುವ ಹಾಲೆವೇನೆ ದುನಿಯೆಗೆ ಕೊಮ್ಮೆ ತಾಗುಹುರೆಗೆ ಕೊಮ್ಮೆ ಗಡಿಯಕು PSM ಗೆ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ತ ಬಲಾಲುಮ ಅವಹ PSM Air app ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಕುರವ್ವ ಮಿಹಾರು ಆಪ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಉನ್ನ Google Play Store ಇಂವೆಸ್ ಮಿ ಆಪ್ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಕೊಲ್ಲವೇನೆ.
Welcome back to our English news program. We continue with the local headlines. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz announces a major restructuring of decentralized governance funding, confirming that the resources saved from the abolition of the atoll councils will be entirely channeled into the budgets of the island councils to address the social needs of the people. Addressing a community gathering in Orlovelifushi, Laviani Atoll, as part of his ongoing tour of Laviani and Kaf atolls, the president stated that this significant budgetary increase, expected to make next year's island council budget significantly larger than in previous years, will be specifically earmarked to address acute social needs at the community level. Speaking on the reallocation, President Dr. Muiz explained that the funds will be utilized to provide direct assistance to the socially vulnerable. Additionally, the president confirmed that next year's island council budgets will not only include these newly transferred proceeds, but will also encompass all public projects signed and initiated this year, alongside remaining development projects promised to the public. This financial empowerment, according to the president, ensures that people across the atolls will receive necessary assistance and fully benefit from government-led development and social works through their respective island councils. During the address, President Dr. Muiz vowed to resolve the long-standing electricity issues plaguing Oluvelifushi before the upcoming month of Ramadan, assuring residents that his administration is closely monitoring the situation to ensure swift action. Addressing the long-standing concerns, the president highlighted the critical need to upgrade the island's electricity network. He noted that the unresolved power problems have severely impacted essential services, including hindering the proper utilization of new storage facilities and limiting the full functionality of the local health center despite recent expansions. He further assured that Fenaka Corporation Limited, the state-owned utility company, would receive all necessary assistance to expedite the resolution. Beyond electricity, the president also touched upon other key development initiatives for Oluvelifushi. He acknowledged delays in the construction of 10 classrooms in the island school by a private company, confirming that payment for completed work has been made and that the company has been urged to complete the project. He also announced that next year's budget would include provisions for developing a multi-purpose hall at the school. President Muiz reiterated his commitment to fulfilling public promises, including the imminent release of funds for a new volleyball court. He also pledged to initiate a comprehensive road construction project and bring holistic development to all areas of the island, underscoring his administration's dedication to improving the quality of life for Oluvelifushi residents. The president, during his visit, witnessed the groundbreaking on the National Quran Center branch in Oluvelifushi, a new island council secretariat building, a police station, a fitness and recreation center, and the signing of the contracts for land reclamation, coastal protections, and renovation of the island's boatyard. He also took the time to meet with the members of the Oluvelifushi Island Council, the Women's Development Committee or WDC, and heads of local institutions to discuss the island's key development priorities. President Dr. Mohamed Muiz announces a significant salary increase and reclassification for administrative employees working in local island councils, stressing that the move is a core component of his government's commitment to high-priority decentralization efforts. The pay hike, according to the president, is set to take effect from the 1st of November, aligning Island Council staff compensation with the broader civil service pay harmonization plan. Addressing a community gathering in Kurendu, Laviani Atoll, as part of his ongoing tour of the atoll, President Dr. Muiz highlighted the heavy workload borne by council administrative staff, noting that they often work around the clock despite having been categorized in very low pay grades historically. He announced to rectify this disparity and elevate the status of local governance, the administrative employees of all island councils will be promoted to higher grades, ensuring parity with their counterparts in the general civil service. This policy change places the administrative staff of island councils on the same improved salary structure as general civil service and judicial employees, whose pay raises were also previously announced to begin in November. The president confirmed that the government is arranging these pay increases as part of a sweeping initiative designed to boost the income of the general populace. He added that while the civil service, judicial sector, and local councils are included in the 2023 pay structure overhaul, the remaining state institutions are expected to have their pay harmonized during the next calendar year. Addressing local infrastructure priorities, the president acknowledged existing deficiencies in the harbor and related development works. He stated that the harbor upgrade project will proceed with design modifications and incorporate feedback from the community and the island council. The revised scope of works includes the construction of a vessel ramp, the installation of a quay wall, and essential improvements to harbor channel markers. The president also assured that the new extension building for the Kurendu Health Center will be designed to provide services currently unavailable on the island. Upon completion, the facility will feature a 4-bed ward, a nurse's station, an x-ray room, consultation rooms, and private patient rooms, a development expected to strengthen healthcare services in Corendo. The president also addressed the pressing housing challenges faced by the community, explaining ongoing efforts towards declaring the neighboring island of Los Salafushi a part of Corendo. He explained that depending on land availability, priority will be given to implementing housing projects. Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation Mohammad Amin says the government will revise its tender for the introduction of helicopter services and reopen the bidding process in November following objections from aviation firms over mandatory humanitarian aid provisions. The announcement was made in response to questions from Muhammad Ibrahim, Member of Parliament for North Galolo, who sought clarification on the delay of the service, originally scheduled to commence in March, and details regarding the company awarded the contract. Minister Amin explained that the initial request for proposal, or RFP, was designed to maximize public benefit. Under the original terms, operators were required to allocate a portion of their services free of charge to the government for critical functions such as medical evacuations and rescue operations. Although the initial tender attracted interest from 36 companies, subsequent consultations revealed widespread concern over the scale of the humanitarian obligations. Minister Amin confirmed that the government had annulled the original proposal and would re-establish the standards for a revised tender. Safety remains a central consideration in the government's planning. Minister Amin acknowledged that 3 fatal incidents occurred 25 years ago when helicopter services were previously operational in the country, a history that continues to fuel public apprehension. To address these issues, the government commissioned a study referencing civil aviation standards in the United States, which officials describe as the global benchmark. The study concluded that certain types of helicopter services could be safely operated within the Maldives. The minister affirmed that both the study and the final service framework would align with international aviation safety protocols. The government anticipates that the revised helicopter service will serve dual strategic purposes, strengthening the tourism sector and enhancing the nation's capacity for humanitarian response. The Parliament formally appoints a Manado Member of Parliament, Hosni Mubarak, to the Judicial Service Commission, or JSC, following the resignation of the Commission's President, Maafushi Parliament Member Hussein Riza Adam. Parliament member Mubarak's nomination was confirmed by a parliamentary vote, with 58 members endorsing his selection to represent the legislature on the 10-member constitutional body responsible for judicial oversight and accountability. His appointment restores the commission to full composition. Parliament member Riza's resignation, which took effect on Sunday, included his departure from both his membership and leadership roles within the JSC. No official reason has been disclosed. Under the Judicial Service Commission Act, the appointing authority is required to fill any vacancy within 30 days of its occurrence. Parliament's confirmation of Parliament member Mubarak ensures compliance with this statutory obligation. The nomination process began with a call for submissions and endorsements. Inguradu Parliament member and Parliamentary Majority Leader Ibrahim Falah formally proposed member Mubarak's name, with Velidu Member of Parliament Muhammad Abbas seconding the motion. The Judicial Service Commission plays a pivotal role in safeguarding judicial independence and ensuring institutional integrity across the country. With Parliament member Mubarak's confirmation, the Commission resumes its constitutional mandate without procedural delay. The Parliament officially approves the appointment of Mohammad Farashat as the new chairman of the Maldives Media and Broadcasting Commission, or MMBC. The decision was formalized following a majority parliament vote confirming Farshat to the pivotal post overseeing the nation's media landscape. The Parliamentary Independent Institutions Committee had been tasked with interviewing all members to head the commission, ultimately recommending Farshat as the most suitable choice for the chairmanship. This unanimous endorsement by the committee was subsequently brought before the parliament, where the decision received broad approval, passing with a majority vote of 49 lawmakers during Monday's sitting. Farshat brings extensive executive and administrative experience to the role. He previously served for 5 years as a member of the Civil Service Commission or CSC and has accumulated over 15 years of service within the executive sector. Academically, he holds strong credentials, including a master's degree in tourism management from the University of Westminster, UK, and a Bachelor of Arts honours in business administration from the University of Northumbria, UK. While the Parliament is responsible for appointing the chairman, the deputy chairman of the 7-member commission is selected through an interval vote among the members themselves. The commission structure is designed to reflect both political and industry representation, comprising 3 members appointed directly by Parliament and 4 members elected by the nation's broadcasters and other media stakeholders. Insights into business. Australia's competition regulator sues Microsoft, accusing it of misleading millions of customers into paying higher prices for its Microsoft 365 software after bundling it with artificial intelligence tool Copilot. The Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, or ACCC, alleged that from October 2024, the technology giant misled about 2.7 million customers by suggesting they had to move to higher-priced Microsoft 365 personal and family plans that included Copilot.
Firstly, after a detailed investigation, we allege that Microsoft did deliberately conceal that third option, because what their objective was to increase the uptake of Copilot and also to increase the revenue that could be obtained through the Copilot integrated, more expensive plan prices.
The ACCC said after the integration of Copilot, the annual subscription price of the Microsoft 365 personal plan increased by 45% to $103.32, and the price of the family plan increased by 29% to $117. The regulator said Microsoft failed to clearly tell users that a cheaper classic plan without Copilot was still available. The ACCC is seeking penalties, consumer redress, injunctions and costs from Microsoft Australia Private Limited and its US parent, Microsoft Corporation. A Microsoft spokesperson said in an emailed response that it was reviewing the ACCC's claim in detail. Taking a look at international affairs, Patrick Hermany is sworn in as Seychelles' 6th president after defeating incumbent Wavel Ramkalawan in a runoff election. Hermany won 52.7% of the vote, returning the United Seychelles Party to full control of government. The party also regained its parliamentary majority last month, reversing losses from 2015. Hermany campaigned on anti-corruption and pledged to reverse policies introduced by Ramkalawan's administration. He has promised to cancel a hotel project that environmentalists say threatens a UNESCO-listed coral atoll, lower the retirement age from 65 to 63, and implement recommendations from a Truth and Reconciliation Commission that investigated abuses linked to a 1977 coup. Seychelles is Africa's wealthiest country per capita and a key destination for tourism and foreign investment. The archipelago of 115 islands faces high levels of heroin use and climate vulnerability. Hermany previously served as Parliament Speaker from 2007 to 2016 and was arrested in 2023 on witchcraft charges that were later dropped. Moving on to sports, Italian top seed Yannick Sinner produces a spirited comeback to defeat Germany's Alexander Zverev 3-6, 6-3 and 7-5 in the Vienna Open final, securing his fourth ATP Tour title of the season and his second triumph in Austria's capital. Sinner, who beat Zverev in straight sets at this year's Australian Open, has now won 21 consecutive matches on indoor hard courts. The 24-year-old has now also notched 22 tour-level titles and 51 career wins against fellow top 10 players.
Most important is to trying to not give up, trying to stay there and trying to see what the situation is, and I just tried to make the right choices in the right time, and so I think that was the key today. And serving well, saving energy in my service games was important too. And yeah, it was a very great performance from me, but I feel like from both sides.
The world number 2 banged down 11 aces and unleashed 44 winners in a thrilling contest that lasted 2 hours and 28 minutes. The win also allowed the 4-time Grand Slam champion to level his head-to-head record against Zverev at 4 wins apiece. Raclette enthusiasts from across the globe gather in the Swiss village of Morgans to celebrate the second edition of the Raclette World Championships, where more than 150 varieties of cheese were being judged. Cheesemakers from 13 countries were competing for the title of the world's finest raclette, a traditional Swiss dish born centuries ago when Alpine herdsmen would heat a wheel of cheese by the fire and scrape off the melted layer for a hearty meal. The atmosphere in the judging room was quiet and focused as cheeses were evaluated in an elimination round with judges from the public and industry before going up against the taste buds of a super jury panel of experts. Jury member Francois Metreille said in a whisper she was evaluating the cheese's appearance first and then the texture. Tea and apples were served to judges to help cleanse their palates between tastings. Expert jury member and award-winning cheesemaker Bernard Mouravoud said the competition aimed to promote cheesemaking and find the best cheeses for making raclette. The winning cheeses across 5 categories, including from raw and pasteurized cow's milk, as well as varieties from sheep and goat milk, will be announced once the tournament ends. And that's all the news we have for today. We'll be back with any further updates. Until then, I'm Abdullah Ahil from PSM News.